Let's discuss this third part that says that we have to find the square root of 0.6. Now how do we deal with this? So function is very clear. First of all, what do we need? We remember this result f of x plus delta x is approximately equal to f of x plus delta x times f prime x. If you remember this result, then it will be very easy to solve after you identify these few things. What are the few things? You identify the function first of all. Now function is not difficult. You can see that you want to find the square root. Let f of x is equal to square root of x. This is what you have, right? What else? Once you identify this function, the next thing that you want to identify is x and x plus delta x. Now square root of 0.6, when you consider maybe whole numbers, is close to 0 and 1, but it is not actually close. It is pretty far off from 0. You add a 0.6 and 0. Now that's a huge number when you add to 0. And when you compare 1, you get minus 0.4, which is also a pretty big number as you compare to 1. This is not like 25.4, which is, let us say 0.4 in that case will be very small as compared to 25. But here 0.6 is pretty far off from 1 and 0. So we'll have to move to smaller numbers. And when we want to approximate 0.6, can we approximate it into some square root of some decimal numbers for that matter? Right, square root of decimal numbers, what do we need? We need at least 2 decimal places, right? So instead of 6, imagine it as, let us say, 64 maybe. Yes, 6 is very, very close. 60, imagine it as 60 and it is close to 64. Right, we can imagine it close to 64. That's something which we can do. And yes, let's do that, okay. So let x equals something for which we already know the value is equal to 0.64. We know the square root of 0.64, that is 0.8, right? X plus delta x will be equal to 0.6 and there's nothing, that's a 0. And which tells me that delta x will be equal to what? Delta x is actually negative, if you may observe. This is minus 0.04. Now will that impact our solution in any way? No, the steps will remain same. The only thing is this delta x becomes negative, so this will convert into a minus. I will have to subtract something. Okay, that's something which we can do. Right. So we identify this, and we also need to find f prime x. What is that? 1 upon 2 square root of x is what we need. Right. Once we identify these few things, then the next thing is pretty simple. You simply substitute the values in this, and where does that take us? F of x plus delta x is under root of 0.6 is approximately equal to under root of 0.64 and plus delta x is minus 0.04 times 1 upon 2 root x. What is that? 0.64. As you can observe over here, this is what you get. And this will tell me that square root of 0.6 is approximately equal to 0.8 minus 0.04 divided by 2 times, what is this? 0.8. This is what you get. Okay, and this becomes 0.8 minus, okay, and where does that take us? This is, there are 2 decimal places, right? So this becomes 4 upon 2 into 80 is what I'll be getting, right? This goes, okay, this becomes 4 and 40 actually. So 0.8 minus 1 upon 40 is what I need. And what is 1 upon 40? Can you find that? Yes, 0.8 minus this is equal to, okay, 0.0 is one thing which I'll get, and you will get 2 zeros, okay. This is 100 upon 40, which becomes 2. You get a 20. You get a 20 and 40 times 5 is 20. So this is what you get. 800 minus 25 is 775. And you get a 0. This is the value of this. This is the approximate value of this, and yes, that is my required answer for this question, as you can see behind me.